Montana sculptor Ott Jones has been a full-time professional for over 25 years. However, his path to becoming a full-time professional sculpture artist was anything but ordinary.
I began doing artwork when I was in the third grade. My first piece was a goose on a nest entitled Mother Goose. During college, I attended Washington State. I played tennis, played there for 4 years, and I wanted to be a doctor. And during this time, I always enjoyed outdoors and hunting and fishing, and the pre-med just didn't work out. So after graduation, I found a job as a fishing guide up in Alaska. And I was fortunate to work up there for 3 summers, and it was just a great job and inspiration as far as wildlife and artwork and things. And that's how I got my start. My boss up there at the Rainbow King Lodge allowed me to display artwork there at the lodge, and clients up there began buying it. So I could guide in the day, and during the night I could work on my sculptures and display them in the lodge, and that's how I first acquired my collectors. After Alaska, I went down to Castle Rock, Colorado, and I did an apprenticeship with Virl Goodnight, a sculptress there. And I learned the ins and outs of the trade. It was a great experience there.
Ravos, where is he? Oh, she tried to get the bag. Did you get it?
Ott and his wife Joan of 26 years have lived in Bozeman for most of Ott's art career. They have enjoyed raising their 4 children, Courtney, Colin, Kyle, and Kelsey. The home is conveniently located on the same property as Ott's studio.
I met Ott in Spokane after I had graduated from college. I was working out there. He was home from an Alaska job that he was doing, and we met one weekend and dated, and there we go.
I met Joan in Spokane. I was back there for about a week or 2 with my folks, getting ready to go up to Alaska for my job there, and I met Joan in Spokane at that time. Me and Joan were married in September of 1987.
Ott followed the foundry, which was based in Loveland, Colorado, and the workers decided to move up here, which is where they were from originally. So we followed them over here and helped them get going with their professions and their business.
Ott says that among the many crucial elements to being a successful artist, understanding your subject and having a strong composition are very important.
Each sculpture I do, I like to have a pleasing composition and a design. So there's various elements in art like form, mass, lines, space, the way things flow. Triangles in art is a strong form. I've kind of formed a triangle in the wood ducks here. If I would draw an imaginary line from the top of the Drake's beak down the hand here, it forms a triangle, which is a strong form. I also want your eye to flow around the sculpture and actually start up here and work down the Drake and down the base and up again. So I want your eye to flow. Various aspects of art, the way the lines here, the smooth lines, curved lines connect both ducks. So all these are elements of a pleasing composition. You also have to know your anatomy, knows your sculpting. And anatomy starts with the skeletons and things, and that's kind of the nuts and bolts of the piece, you might say. I also really have to know how the animals and birds behave in the wild and things. I really have to know their personalities and things too. So it's these aspects that both are very important while I'm sculpting for research. And also I can use various things in research. I borrowed a stuffed wood duck, and I'm not sure how accurate this duck is, but it's as far as features like bills and the feet, it's accurate. So this is always a nice thing. I also use various things. I found actually a wood duck that had been hit by a car. So I anything I find on the road, I have what I call a roadkill freezer, and that kind of sounds gory, but again, it's crucial for information while I'm working on a sculpture. So I can thaw out this drake and spread out his wings and the tail and find out exactly what's going on as far as anatomy goes. So these things are all crucial tools for a successful sculpture.
Ott creates all of his work from scratch, beginning with an inspiration.
I can't say I have a favorite piece because each piece is special in its own way. Each piece is a result of inspiration and most of the time an experience outside. So I look at each piece, and each piece brings back a special memory, you might say.
I like your red shorts. They're pretty.
Aside from art, Ott enjoys spending time with his wife Joan and his 4 children, enjoying the great outdoors and the quality of life that Montana has to offer.
Well, for fun, I enjoy playing hockey. I love the outdoors. I love to hunt and fish and hike and things. And times in the outdoors also relates back to my artwork. So it's always nice to get out there and work the dog and hunt for birds and catch some fish and just be inspired in the outdoors.
Ott's artwork can be seen throughout the world in galleries, tours, auctions, art shows, and are collected and sold to all kinds of people, including some very recognizable names.
A few of my collectors include corporations like Orvis Patagonia, Columbia Sportswear, Sage Rods, Winston Rods. I'm good friends with Jill and R.J. Wagner, Tom Selleck. Linkletter has bought a few things. A while back I did a sculpture for Wayne Huizenga, owner of the Miami Dolphins, and he also owned the Florida Panthers hockey team and the baseball team in Florida. This piece is a brand new sculpture. It is entitled Birth of the Labrador Retriever, and it's going to the Queen of England and also the Duke of England.
Aside from creating masterpieces to sell, Ott also makes considerable art donations to his community.
Well, the sculptures in town that were a donation are the Fisherman and Lab, the Gallatin Field Airport, entitled Streamside Companions, Jim Bridger, King of the Mountain Man, at our chamber, and Chief Morningstar, Morningstar School in Bozeman. And these sculptures were donated to our valley just for the fact I like to give back, and it's a nice way to allow thousands of people to enjoy sculptures who ordinarily couldn't or wouldn't have the chance to. So it's kind of my way to give back to our area.
When my dad was sculpting this, a lot of the kids came to our house, and it was really neat to see everyone come to see the process of making this.
Another way that Ott enjoys giving back to his community is by teaching sculpture art in the schools.
Yeah, I do quite a few workshops each year at the schools, and it's anywhere from K through high school, and it's kind of an enjoyable time. These are sculpture workshops. It kind of gets me back to the fundamentals of the arts.
Ott just loves teaching. He's done all grade levels, kindergarten through 8th grade. He also every summer does a summer workshop here at our home with adults. It's a week-long session where they actually start with clay and an armature all the way up to the casting process. And a couple of his students have chosen to have their work cast in bronze, so they've been very pleased with what they accomplished.
Ott's profession has some great family perks, including flexibility, a manageable travel schedule, and having a studio steps away from his front door.
But the kids have probably enjoyed just the idea that their dad is around all the time. He maintains a huge open door policy at his studio. They're always welcome to come in or out or bring friends or grab a piece of clay or play around on the computer, whatever works for them. So I think they've enjoyed that he's just been around a lot. Ott loves his job. He cannot wait to get up in the morning. He is constantly thinking of ideas, no matter where we might be, hiking or snowmobiling or what have you. He truly has a passion for what he does, and he'll probably never retire or give it up. He really enjoys it.